Narasimha Rao. Narasimha Rao is there. Milan Hussain. Milan. Milan is not there. Niranjana.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are the 3 problems you have discussed under brute force approach? Yes. What are the 3 problems we saw under brute force approach? Niranjana, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me. You know or not?
Sir, traveling salesman, knapsack,
Okay. One more.
assignment problem.
Very good. Okay. So we saw traveling salesman problem, knapsack problem, and assignment problem. Then Sujit. Sujit is there online? Sujit. No, it's not there. Sumant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me what are the problems you have seen under divide and conquer technique?
Binary search, med search, sir.
Very good. Binary search and method. Okay. Tarun. Tarun is there? Tarun B. It's not there. Ovia. Ovia is there online?
Sir, Tarun is there, sir. He's having mic problem, sir.
Okay, okay. Ovia is on hold. Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me what is divide and conquer approach? Still only 111 has joined. It's almost going to be 340. Always like coming late to the class. Some people. In online also you will come late. Same habit continues. Yeah, tell me Nitish Kumar. What is divide and conquer approach?
Sir, it's a multi-branched algorithm, sir.
Multi-branch algorithm.
Yes, sir.
So what do you mean by that multi-branch?
One is divided into many.
One? Okay, anyone else? Shyam Chandrasekharan. Shyam is there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me what is divide and conquer approach.
The array is divided into different parts, and each parts are solved individually, independently.
Array. No,
Yes.
I'm asking in general what is divide and conquer.
Yeah, it's divided into small different parts, and each part is solved independently. Then they are combined.
Okay. So the main problem is divided into sub problems. Each one is solved separately, and the solution will be combined at the last. So that will give you the solution for the main problem. Okay. So that is divide and conquer. Okay. So still only 116 has joined. I don't know what happened to the other people. Okay, so let us start. So as we discussed under brute force approach, we saw three problems. One is traveling salesman, knapsack, and assignment problem. And again, in divide and conquer, we are going to see three problems. Already two we have covered. Okay, binary search and MedSart is covered. Okay, and also you have done the programs in the lab also. Okay, so the next one we are going to cover is quicksort. Okay, so today we'll discuss about quicksort. In the next lab session we'll do the program on quicksort. So let me share my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen? Anyone reply?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. We'll proceed. Okay. So today topic is quicksort. We are going to see how the sorting is performed with the help of quicksort technique. Okay. So the basic algorithm here is first you need to select a pivot. Okay, a number called pivot or element called pivot. Okay, so this pivot is nothing but just like a reference element. Okay, so your first step is you need to select the reference element, that is called pivot element. Okay, usually the reference element will be selected as the first element. Okay, so there are three ways of selecting the reference element. It depends upon the author of the book who is writing it. Okay, some people what they will do is they will go for the first element. First element in the array will be taken as the reference element, and some people will take as middle element as the reference element, and some people will take as the last element as the reference element. Okay, so in our algorithm we are going to take the first element as the reference element, that is nothing but a pivot element. Okay, so in this book we are going to take the first number as the reference element, and then we are going to do the sorting. Okay, so by taking the first element, what you are going to do, see here, this is your first element, pivot element. Okay, and based on this first element, I am going to rearrange the numbers in such a way that all the numbers which is on the left side of this reference element, actually this reference element will be placed on the center. At the end of this procedure, this will be placed on the center. Okay, and all the elements which is on the left side of the reference element P will be less than this pivot element, and all the elements which is available on the right side will be greater than this reference element, that is pivot element. Okay, so that is what the next step is. Rearrange the list so
Sir, can you
that
explain
all,
once more, sir?
yeah, tell me.
Can you
Any
explain how
doubts?
to do this pivot, sir?
Pivot?
How to do this, like selecting?
Yeah, there are three ways I told you, as I told you, there are three ways. One is either you can select the first element. I'll demonstrate with an example, then you will get a clear idea. Or you can take the middle number, or you can take the last number. Okay, so here in this technique, we are going to take the first number as the reference element. Okay, so I'll explain with an example, then it will be clear. Okay, so after taking the reference element, the next step is you'll have to rearrange the list so that all the elements in the first S positions are smaller than or equal to the pivot, and all the elements in the remaining n minus n positions are larger than or equal to the pivot. Okay, it means that the pivot element will come in between, and the left side will be less than this pivot element, and right side will be greater than this pivot element. Okay, so once it is done, exchange the pivot with the last element in the first portion. Okay, so here we will have the last element. Okay, so we are going to exchange this reference with this last element in the first array. Okay, then sort the two sub arrays recursively. Okay, then you will have this array separately, take this array separately. Okay, and this array separately. Okay, this is another array now, and this is another array now. Take this array, again you repeat this procedure, quick sort procedure. Okay, and again you take this array, again you repeat this quick sort procedure. At last you will get the sorted elements. Okay, so this is, as I already told you, it follows divide and conquer technique. So here also we are going to divide the arrays into two, and then we are going to call the quick sort function recursively. Then it will be clear. 1 second. Okay. Now this is the numbers given to you. Okay. Now I am going to sort these numbers. This is the numbers given to you: 53198247. Okay, so these numbers are index. Okay, this is the index. Okay, now I am going to sort these numbers with the help of quick sort. Okay, so what the algorithm says, the first element will be taken as the reference element. Okay, so now this is my pivot element, or you can call it as reference element. Okay, this is my pivot element. So the pivot element is number 5. Okay, based on this, I am going to rearrange these numbers, okay, in such a way that it is less than 5 and greater than 5. Okay, so how I am going to do this, that's what I'm going to tell you now. Okay, so you take this 5 and start from here, this side. Okay, and look for a number which is greater than 5. Okay, and then you can start from here and look for a number which is less than 5. Okay, is that clear? Be clear, it will be somewhat little bit confusing, so clearly understand. Take this reference number. Okay, and you start from here.
Sir, now reference number is 5 now, sir.
Yeah, now the reference number is 5. Okay, So starting from here, you search for a number which is greater than 5 from this side. Okay, from this side, you'll have to start searching for a number which is less than 5. Is that clear? So here you'll have to search for lesser number. This side you start searching for a lesser number. This side you'll have to start searching for a greater number. That is greater means greater than 5. Okay, so start doing this. You will get 3 is greater than 5. No. So I will move on to the next one. 1 is greater than 5. No. 9 is greater than 5. So I will stop here. My index position I will stop here. And similarly from this side, 7 is less than 5. No. So I will move on. 4 is less than 5. Yes. So I will stop here. Okay. So my I position is here and my J is here. Okay. Now my job is I have to swap these two. Okay. 4 and 9. So once it is swapped, see here, 4 has come here and 9 is here. Okay. Now I is here and J is here. I and J still remains in the same position. Okay. Now next again you need to continue this operation. Okay. So start from this side where you left off and from this side. Okay. So from left side what I have to do? I have to look for greater number. So the next greater number is 8. From right side I will have to look for lesser number. So 2 is the lesser number. Okay. So I found out the greater number and this side lesser number. Okay. So again what I have to do? Swap these two. Okay. So my 2 has come here and 8 has come here. Okay. Next again repeat the operation. You move this side and you start searching from this side. But here what happens, once you started moving, see here, I has gone this side and J has come this side. So there is an intersection point. Okay, I and J pointers are crossed each other. Okay, so at that point you will have to stop. Okay, so whenever there is a I and J intersection, you will have to stop. It means that you will have to repeat this procedure till I less than or equal to J. Okay, when I is greater than J, then you will have to stop. Okay, so once it is stopped, what you have to do? See here, take this J pointer. Take this pointer J. Okay, and this reference element. Okay, so you'll have to swap both. Okay, so you'll have to take only J pointer, not I pointer. Okay, remember. Okay, so swap these two. So 2 will come
After
here.
stopping, sir.
Yes, after stopping. Okay, so 2 will come here and 5 will come here. Okay, now this is a final step of the first iteration. Okay, so this is one iteration. Now at the end of this first iteration, you can check out. This is the reference element has come in between. Okay, now check out all the numbers left side of this. All are lesser. And check out the numbers which is on the right side of 5. All are greater. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my first step. I will have to arrange the numbers in such a way that the reference number will come in between. Left side numbers will be lesser and right side numbers will be greater. Okay, so now after this, you'll have to take this as a separate array. Okay, and again this as a separate array. Again you do the recursive sort. Okay, again you call the recursive function. Again you call the recursive function with this array. Okay, then after doing this, all the numbers will be in the sorted order. Okay, now first we'll take this and then we'll again follow the quick sort procedure and check whether we are getting the sorted number or not. Okay, now this is a separate array. Now I am taking the first element as the reference. Okay, start from here. So from left side, you'll have to look for lesser number or greater number.
Lesser number.
From left side.
Greater number.
Yes. From left side, you'll have to look for greater number, greater than the reference number. From right side, you tell me.
Lesser number.
Yes. From right side, you'll have to look for lesser number. Okay. Now, start from here. 3. 3 is greater than 2. So I will stop here. Okay. Stop here itself. Then 4. 4 is greater than 3. So I will move because I want lesser number only. So I came here. 1. So I found the lesser number. So this side I found the greater number and this side I found the lesser number. So swap these two. Swap these two. So 1 will come here and 3 will come here. Okay. I and j are there. Okay. That is not interchanged. Okay. I and j is there itself. Okay. Again, you start searching from this side and this side. Okay. Now what will happen? I and j will be intersecting. Again, what do you have to do? Whenever there is an intersection, take this j pointer element and swap it with the reference element. Okay. Now 1 will come here and 2 will come here. Okay. Now all the elements after 2 are greater and all the elements which is less than, sorry, left side of 2 are lesser. Okay. Now again, what you have to do is, this is a separate array and this is a separate array. Okay. And this is a one element, so you don't need to do anything. So leave it as it is. And here you have a 2 element array. Here again you will have to do the quick sort. Okay. So what you have to do? Take the first element as the reference. Okay. And I and j, there is only one element. So I will be here and j also will be here. Okay. So now you can interchange the reference element with the starting element. Here the reference element is also same and starting element also same. So 3 and 4 will be as it is. Okay. So now this portion is over. Okay. Now you will have to come to this portion. 8, 9.
Sir, can I explain this once again, sir, the 3 part?
Which one? Which portion you want? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Which portion you want? One second. Okay. You take the next array, that is this array, 8, 9, 7, Again, you follow the procedure. So here what happens is, take the first element as a reference element and you start from here, look for greater number, and you start from here, look for lesser number. Okay, so 7 is less than 8 and 9 is greater than 8. So I'll stop there itself and I'll swap these two. Okay, so 7 will come here and 9 will come here. Okay, so once it is done, if you do the next searching, I and j are intersecting. Okay, so what I will do, exchange this j with the first element. Okay, so 7 will go here and 8 and 9 will come here. Okay, 8 will come in between and 9 will come here. Now this is separate array and this is separate array, so both are single element, so you no need to sort anything, so you can just leave it as it is. Okay, so anyway, I'll repeat the whole procedure again. With this diagram you will be able to understand clearly, I think. Okay, now see here, I'm taking this first element as the reference element, that is a pivot element. Okay, here I'm going to look for this side, I'm going to look for a number greater than p. See here, greater than p, and from this side I'm going to look for a number which is less than p. Okay, so till then I will be keep on incrementing my I pointer and j pointer. Okay, from left side I will be keep on moving I pointer, from right side I will be keep on moving the j pointer towards left side. Okay, so once I found from left side greater number and from right side lesser number, I will swap these two. Okay, so that's what given in the diagram. Okay, see here, I'll correlate this with the numbers. See here, the first step, this is p, that is a pivot element. Okay, you start from here. Here. Okay, you keep on move I and j till you find a number which is greater than 5. Okay, here this is the number greater than 5. So I will be here and I will come here and then I will come here next. So I will stop here because I found the number which is 9 greater than 5. And similarly here, j, that is 7. 7 is not less than 5. So I will move. So this is j again. So 4 is less than 5. So I will stop here. Okay, only thing you need to remember is from left side you will have to look for greater number less than greater the number greater than 5, that is a reference element. From right side you will have to look for number which is less than 5, that is a reference element. Okay, so once you found the numbers, swap the numbers. So 4 will come here and 9 will come here. Okay, again you'll have to repeat the procedure. Okay, so till what, till you reach the position, the intersection, that is j will come this side, I will go that side. Okay, once you reach this position, you'll have to swap this j with the reference element. Remember j, j element will be swapped with the reference element. Now 2 will come here and 5 will come here. After this, all the numbers which is on the right side of reference element will be greater than the reference element, and all the elements which is on the left side of reference element will be less than the reference element. Okay, now take this as a separate array and repeat the procedure, and take this as a separate array, again you repeat the procedure. Clear? So that's what demonstrated here in this diagram. So once you found these numbers, you just swap it. Okay. So this swapping will be done until you reach this condition. That is, J will come this side and I will go that side. Okay. Once it has come, you'll have to swap this C here. There is a swapping. This is one more swapping. J is swapped with the reference element. Okay. So once you are swapped like this, see here, the reference element has come here, and all numbers are less than reference element. Here all numbers are greater than reference element.
Sir, sir, your mic is muted, sir.
Yeah, okay. Now is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just now it is muted, no?
Yes,
How
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is the main algorithm, that is a quick sort algorithm. So this algorithm, the input is the array A, okay, and the output is the sorted array, okay. So first, what you are going to do is we are going to partition. If L less than R, that is the left and right, we are going to partition. So partition means first we are splitting the array into two portions, right, based upon the reference element, okay. So split it into two portions based upon the reference element. Again, you call the quicksort with the left array, left side of the array as the another array, and this is the right side of the array as another array. Okay, so this is the main function, and this function is going to call this partition function. Okay, so in partition function only, whatever we have discussed, that will be implemented. Okay, so I'll tell you what they are doing in the partition function. Okay, so this is what the partition function does. Okay, see here, the first element will be taken as the pivot element. Okay, this is the P is the pivot element. Okay, the next I will be set as L. Okay, that is the left pointer, and J is set as R plus 1. That is the right side pointer. Okay, so what I am going to do is repeat I equal to I plus 1 until you found the number A of I greater than or equal to P. Okay, so what they are trying to do here is I'm going to keep on increment I, that is I equal to I plus 1, till what? Till I find the number A of I greater than or equal to P. Okay, I am going to find a number A of I, that is this, which is greater than or equal to P, that is 5. Clear? So that is what this coding does. Okay, this one. The next one, repeat J equal to J minus 1 until I found a number a of j less than or equal to t. So what this coding does is, from the right hand side, I'm going to keep on decrement j pointer, j equal to j minus 1, until I find a number which is less than the reference element, which is less than the reference element, that is 4. Okay. So once I found I and j, what I'm going to do, swap here. Swap of a of I comma a of j. Okay. That two numbers will be swapped. So where is this swapping happens? See here. This 4 and 9 is swapped. So I and j elements are swapped. Okay. So this will be keep on repeating. See here. This is in a repeat. Repeat until what? I is greater than or equal to j. Okay. So that's what we are doing here. We are repeating this until you come across this situation. I is greater than or equal to j here, but here I is crossed j, that is I is greater than j. So I will stop here. Okay, this position will stop. Okay, so after stopping, what you are doing here, what the algorithm says, swap a of l comma j. So what is that a of l and j? See here, this a of l is this, that is the leftmost element, that is the reference element, and a of j is this. Once you stop, swap these two elements. So 2 and 5 will be swapped, and 5 will come in between. Okay, so this is partition function. Okay, so this partition function will be called from here. Okay, this is the main function, quicksort. Okay, first call the partition function. You will get two separate arrays. Left side numbers are less than reference, and right side numbers are greater than reference element. Once you got two arrays, you take that left side array, again you call the quicksort, and take the right side array, and again you call the quicksort. So this process will keep on repeating, and then at last you will get sorted numbers. See here, we are taking this array, repeat the procedure, and next take this array and repeat the procedure. You will get all the numbers in the sorted order. Okay, so this is also like recursive function. Okay, just like your merge sort, this is also a recursive function. Okay. Okay, so this is about quicksort. If you have any doubts, you can ask now. Okay, I'll tell you about the time complexity portion also. So here there are three time complexities based upon the case. So for the best case, we'll be having n log n, and for average case also you will be having n log n, and for worst case we will be having n square. Okay, so you need to remember that worst case you will have n square, and for other two cases, best case and average case, you will have n log n. Okay, so why? Because this is also like your merge sort. We are calling the functions keep on recursively, so you will get n log n. So how many log n we will get? Why you are doing this is we will be doing this is for n times, so you will get n log n. Okay, so whenever you do the recursive call, that is like splitting the arrays into 2 divided by 2 means you will get log n. Okay, so how many times you are going to repeat that is n times. Okay, So you'll get n log n. That's the reason for getting n log n. See here, T of n equal to T of n minus 1 plus order of n. So this will count for this n. Okay, that's why you are getting n log n. So that is about time complexity part. Do you have any doubts? Okay, now what I'll do is I'll give you some numbers. You start sorting this using quick sort technique. Okay.
Excuse me,
The
sir.
numbers in the chat window. Okay, take these numbers and start doing it by using quick sort technique. Okay. So by that time I will share the attendance form.